entry, but you actually can also set you can display all those fields, but it usually doesn't make sense, but then it doesn't require to have the details view. This is how the details view looks like. So we have the name, which is inbox field always, it has to be, because the name and the URL is being generated from it. Then have some address fields. Then we have so-called info fields, which actually allows you to display some information. And then we have other input fields for phone. Each of those fields can have, for example, a filter, so you can set, there's a filter for telephone number, and if someone is going to put some characters, alpha characters in there, it will be an error message that is not allowed in this field. These are check group fields, an image field, text area, a radio field, and the category field, because the category selector in SobiPro is also a field. Another example of another field is a download field, which allows you to create a section with downloads. This is what we are using at our website, section.net. And as you can see, you can display some information like license, which you can decide by yourself what license it should use, number of downloads, the size, and checksums, and so on. And as you can see, if you click on the download on our website, you will get this license information you have to confirm before you are going to download it. In this case, a GPL license. Another fairly new field, I think it's the last field we created, is gallery field. This is the gallery field, how you can present it in the listing view, where the entries are being listed. And this is the same field in the details view, which present kind of gallery. You can actually select which is the primary picture, which is being displayed a little bit bigger there. And also it adds meta tag via Facebook and Twitter, so it will be used as a preview picture if you share the link at Facebook. And this is what you see when you click on one image. All those information you see on the right is actually manageable. You can set if you want to have this information or not. In many cases, it may not actually make sense. Like in this case, if this is a recipe directory, you don't really need to know which camera type has been used for it. But if you are creating gallery for pictures just as picture gallery, it makes sense in this case. What I really like about this one is we used a very nice script which allows you to how it called? Swipe on iPad or iPhone, and you don't have to click on it, but you can swipe just like this. For SobiTo, we had three different applications. One which would allow you to report an entry to administrator. The other one was which allow you to claim a listing by owner who isn't officially the owner in your directory. And the other one was the contact the listing owner application. And at some point, people were asking us in our forum where those applications are going to be available for SobiPro. So I was thinking a little bit about it. And then I was thinking a little more. And even more. And then at some point I realized that actually those three applications are the same. The only difference is to whom you are sending the email, right? When you have report errors or report spam, you are sending the email to administrator. If you wanted to claim the listing, you are sending the email to administrator as well. But if you want to contact the owner, you are sending the email to the owner. So what we did, we actually created a contact field application, and you can decide in this application to whom the email is being sent. So you are using one field for multiple purposes. You can report the entry, you can claim the listing, you can contact the owner, all those fields inside the form are also freely definable, so you can actually define your own fields and make them mandatory and so on. And because we did this, we soon realized that you can use this for contact form field for many different purposes. For example, we have a so-called restaurant guide template, and you can use it for a reservation form. Right, the visitor is going to fill the form and send it, and the email is going to be sent to the owner listing, to the restaurant owner, that someone wants to have reservation. And later on, we also have the form request viewing. What is this?
This is for the new upcoming real estate that we are developing, and it's for a user to request a view of the house and not this direction.
Okay. Another field we have is so-called Geomap field, which allows you to, of course, display a Google Maps inside your listing. I will show you later what you can do more with it. And I'm now going back to the other view, which is the edit or add entry form view. This is how it looks like when you are trying to add or edit an entry. You have all those fields like inbox fields, category fields, as I mentioned before. The category chooses also a field. You can use it multiple times. For example, you can say, my primary category is this one, and secondary and tertiary or additional categories are in this field. You can have the email fields. As I said before, we have filters for fields, for input fields. So basically, you can those are predefined filters. You can create your own as well. It's using simple regular expressions. And if someone is going to add something which is not quite correct for our email, you are going to have an error message that you have to correct it. We have here again the info field, which, as I said before, allows the administrator to put some information, and you can put this information in details view or listing view, but also in the entry form view as well. Okay, this actually everything about this. This is here the same view, but include also the category, the gallery field, which allows you to add multiple images. You can click on the button to upload some pictures, or you can simply drop in this area and it will be automatically uploaded. As I said before, you can set primary picture, which will be then shown a little bit bigger. By the way, it was really nice, very tasty cake. Yeah.
Is it the front-end editing?
This is a front-end editing. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
As a photographer, the 5.9 MB and the 4 MB, those are the highest size that you can upload.
No.
Yeah.
You mean here? Now you can define how big this image are allowed it.
Okay, so it doesn't limit you to what size you can upload.
It doesn't limit you as administrator. You can limit the user.
Okay.
You don't have to, but you can.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Am I seeing correctly that you're multi-mapping to multiple categories?
Yeah. You can have multiple. Yeah. Good
Which
input.
flies in the face of
Yeah.
content, right? So
Yeah.
now we can have listings for different things that, great.
Absolutely, yeah. So back to the Geomap field, this is how it looks in the entry form. The very nice thing about this, in the configuration of the field, you can set which fields are actually addressed. And while you are typing the address in this field, this Geomap field is trying to find the right position on your map. As soon as you lift the last field, which in this case is country, you can be sure it will show the correct location. So you don't have to put your coordinates manually into this field.
Version Pro, so.
One more time?
Version Pro. Version free or version?
No, this is so basically SobiPro itself is free.
Okay.
But most of those add-ons, like for example the Geomap field, is inside our club subscription.
But they are GPL.
They are GPL, so you can use it multiple times. We are, by the way, we are not limiting inside our club subscription nobody to how many websites you are using. Doesn't care. You can use one website or 100. And this is how it looks in the search form. It allows you to basically search from a certain address or point on the map. And you can just simply start typing your address, or you can click on the Locate Me button, which will use your browser location. Certain fields can also have own views. This is a listing view of the calendar field, which actually allows you to create a calendar, and you will have all those events you added on this calendar. By the way, the Joomla events website, community.joomla.org/events, where all those Joomla days and UK meetings is created with this one. Another field is fairly new as well. It's so-called coupon field. Someone asked us to create it. This is something because you can, one thing I forgot to mention, you can charge people from adding entries into your directory. So for example, if someone, you can have basic entry with no payment, but if someone wants to add image or description or whatever, you can ask him to pay for it. And for this we created the coupon field because someone asked us to do this. So we can give someone a coupon code with, let's say, 10%, and then it will be divided subtracted from the full payment.
Would you have the same thing for the download?
You can.
Would you have the same paid download?
Not this way, no.
It's only upload.
But it's actually interesting idea. Yeah.
You can have a gallery, like I said, like a gallery, and someone will download it, and then you need to make the payment for it.
Okay. It's a nice idea. Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. Another field is a QR code field. I am not a big fan of QR code, but many people are. I think there is some genuine case where you can use it. So what it does actually display QR code. What is inside the QR code you can decide by yourself. It can be address, it can be URL, or whatever. Okay, now let's go to the very complicated one. So what we have is so-called profile field. And as I have said before, you can create multiple sections in SobiPro. With the profile field, the idea was that you can create one section with, let's say, authors, and the second section with blog post. And the idea is to have a cross-section field, which, for example, in an article, in the blog post, allows you to display information about the author, and in the author section, it allows you to display all blog entries this author created. Beside them, you can also use this field for registering new users. So basically what it does, when someone is going to add an entry into the author section, it will automatically create a user in Joomla. You don't have to do this, but you can. Is this understandable?
It is. Are the blog posts being driven by content then? So you're just connecting the Joomla user to content?
No, it's just inside SobiPro.
So the blog posts are within Sobi as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This is basically what we are using on our website for our blog. Basically, when you are going to our website, sixshoe.net, everything what is managing content but things like subscription and support and so on, everything there is created with SobiPro. So as I said before, since that version 1.3, we have also category fields. And this was created especially on request from my wife, because she had a great idea that when you have one product, like for example, the collection application, which is one of the applications for SobiPro, that it should be actually a category, and then you can add the download field into the category, so you can download directly from the site of the category, and then all those entries, those are entries. It's the documentation for it, which is pretty cool, I think. Yeah, that's about it. As I mentioned, we have also applications, so not only fields. We have ACL override application, which allows you to, because SobiPro has very advanced ACL management, but you can override the general common rules. For example, for one particular entry, you can say everyone can access all entries, but this one can be accessed only by super user or something like this. The other one is collection application. Has been created on request from Rowan. She wanted to have it for client. This is really nice application. It has basically two purposes. The one is you can go into a directory. Let's say you have business directory, and you can add some of those entries into our list in the collection application. Choose the name collection, and then you can, for example, send emails to all of them. So you can. The idea behind it is that you have looking for, let's say, I don't know, plumber, and you go to the directory, select 3 plumbers, and send them a request for offer. And then this was the purpose Rowan requested, and we thought we could actually extend it a little bit. And what we did is the second goal of this application, or what you can do with it, is to have a comparison list. So you can have, for example, a product directory, like mobile phones directory or something like this. Then you can select 2 or 3 mobile phones, and then you can go to the list where you have a table with comparison with all those phones and those, whatever. Features, sorry. We have a discuss integration application. I think it's clear what it does. We have an expiration application, which is because you can set in SobiPro how long particular entry should be published. You can say it stops after 90 days, and after 90 days the user should renew it and pay again for it. And this application basically oversights this, and if some application is going to expire or expired, it's going to send an email to the owner of the listing. We have import and export application. I think the name speaks for itself. You can import or export entries and categories into comma-separated value file or XML file. Another obvious one, review and rating application, which allows you to review, write a review for an entry listing and rate it. Nice feature in this is you can have multiple criteria for the review, for the rating, sorry. Like, was the support good? Was the service good? Was the speed, or was the food good, or the server was good? Whatever. You can decide by yourself. Then we have template creator application, which is basically very useful for developer. You can, for example, create a template for a particular section for, let's say, business directory, the easiest case. And then you created it for your client. And then, let's say a few months later, another client wants to have the same. So you can basically create an installable package from this template and go to another SobiPro instance, install it, and it will create the section transfer the template, categories, fields, and whatever you need. Oops. The last one is a notification application. So basically what it does is send notification on different events. When someone is adding an entry, when someone is editing an entry, when the entry has been published, approved, if someone wrote a review and rating, and so on. And the funny thing is, at some point we realized that we need a contact form on our website. And because the notification application allows you to basically add the entire content of the entry someone just added to your directory. So we thought, actually, we don't need any contact form. We just create a contact section inside SobiPro with such entry form. This is the form where you're basically adding an entry into directory in SobiPro. And after someone did it, sent it, it creates an entry in this section, but an email is being sent to us with the entire content of this entry. The really nice thing about this, if something happened and the email has been lost for some reason, marked as spam or whatever, you still can go to the backend and see the email. So the main purpose for us is to create a really flexible extension, which can be used for different purposes and so on. And I think we actually managed to do this really good. But what the point actually? If you consider what do you have on your website, on a typical website, you have some kind of news and information section. You have a blog maybe, you have a download section, you can have a documentation section, you can have FAQ section, you can have some members section for authors, profile field. You can have web links if you need for some reason. I actually never figured out why someone needs web links on website. But I think maybe it makes sense. So you can have some kind of other directories, user registration, forum, security and backups tools, statistics, and basically a huge part of this you can do with SobiPro, right? Like news and people, blog, download, documentation. What the advantage about it is, usually I see it when I'm doing the support for people or I'm doing support for Joomla at Facebook and so on. I see people are installing a lot of extensions. One for download, one for blog, one for news and infos, for user registration, whatever. Our goal is that you actually can do this with one extension. You have just one extension to maintain. You have one extension you have to learn. And I think it's make this whole entire process much easier. By the way, have you seen the World Conference website? So I don't know if you realize, but basically a lot of content on this website is created with SobiPro as well. It was not made by me, but by Rowan. But I actually didn't even knew about it. But at some point she told me, and I realized that it's really cool implementation of SobiPro. The other thing we are actually doing, we are volunteering for the Joomla templates directory, which will be released next year. I hope soon. And we are of course using SobiPro as well. As you can see. Looks already really nice. Okay, any question?
How is multi-language with, how do you...
Good question. So basically we have a little bit different approach than Joomla has. When you have set a multilingual website, you can just go to SobiPro and set translated, and it will open the same entry in the backend with all those texts, and then you can start translating it and save and it will be saved in another language.
More questions from me as a SobiPro user, and I did many extended. I will show you maybe later my portal, which I worked on several years.
Okay.
And in fact, I did in SobiTo something almost similar like SobiPro, but many hacks and so on, not maintainable. And what for me is interesting, and I will always want it, that on the top level I have company, or company is the lead. Then there are some people, maybe 3. One is marketing, sales, director, and these 3 people, they can also can have different contacts. And then there are also products. It's another level, products of the company. So I can see people of the company, products of the company, companies, so different looks on the different data. And also I would like to have, for example, the product has product sheet, product has, I don't know, maybe some images, and so on and so on.
So yes, you can't do this at the moment, but we are currently working on something like the profile field, but without the user connection. So basically it will allow you to have cross-section information between. You can, for example, have a company, and then you can show all product of this company, and you can show all user of this company, and so on, so on, so on. So yeah, we are working on it.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
SobiPro, the social sharing of function.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
SobiPro.
the social sharing.
Social sharing.
So basically, we don't have any specific extension for it, but it's really very easy to implement in the template.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you need any help, just ask us.
Okay.
No problem. Yeah. I think it's even. Hast du das eigentlich schon gemacht? Nein, noch nicht. Okay. Yeah.
I have another question. In the payment plan add-on, I think, application, can you assign several fields to a customer? I'm making you an example. For example, a restaurant is creating their own entry with 1 free picture, 1 free video, just address information and stuff like that. Under a payment plan, can they upload, for example, 3 more pictures, 1 video, phone and email information and stuff like that? So different fields, all in a payment plan.
So the one thing about SobiPro, what is really very powerful, we have a powerful template. And I know it seems not to be related to your question, but we have actually a template which allows you to create exactly what you asking for. So you can have different plan, and if you click on the plan bronze, for example, then you have just 3 fields free, and if you click on the silver, you have 5 free fields, and so on and so on. So yes, you can do this.
It's called packages.
Yeah. Anyone else? No? Then thank you very much.